Just like having relevant and accurate information is necessary to make sound hiring and lending decisions, being engaged in our community is important. DataFax is proud to support the positives and be a sponsor of the Spark.
Since 1964, Memphis Theological Seminary has worked to equip men and women of all races and faiths with the spark to do ministry for the real world. We're grateful to serve our community and proud to support WKNO.
Lipscomb and Pitts Insurance has been serving the Mid-South since 1954. We've always focused on supporting our community and believed in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb and Pitts is proud to be a presenting sponsor of the Spark.
Additional funding for the Spark is provided by Christian Brothers University, by Meriton, by YX Genomics, and by SERVES.
This month on The Spark, our theme is leveraging technology and designing success. We'll learn more about a nonprofit leading the youth coding movement in Memphis, the largest school district in Mississippi that's leading with innovation and equipping students for a bright future, and a company focused on optimizing space and improving interaction through engaging environments. We'll also share a special moment from our Spark Awards 2016. Ever been excited by a new idea? Inspired by watching someone lead by example? When we talk about creating change, we start by sharing the stories of everyday heroes making a difference in their own way so we can learn and do the same. This truth is the power behind this show, which is focused on business and community leaders who are leading by example to give back, fuel change, and create new opportunities for the Mid-South. I'm Jeremy Park, and this is The Spark. They're a nonprofit leading the youth coding movement right here in Memphis. It's Code Crew, and I'm here with the executive director and co-founder, Meka Igwekwe. So Meka, let's start with a little bit of history. It's a relatively new organization, but what you're doing is absolutely phenomenal already. So give us a little bit of history for Code Crew.
Well, we started in May of 2015 with funding from the Memphis Grizzlies Foundation. Myself and my two co-founders, Petya Grady and Audrey Jones, started with a simple summer camp experience for students at Lester Community Center. And now that since has grown to now 8 after-school programs, 3 in-school electives classes, and a weekend video game development program, as well as a number of special events and activities we do around the city.
Let's start with a little bit of context. What you're doing is extremely important because when you talk about these jobs, these technology jobs, you're helping equip students for the future, right? But there's a huge gap right now when you talk about especially minority youth going into these fields of coding and technology and innovation. So give us some context for why what you're doing is so important.
Well, quite frankly, our demographics in Memphis demand it. We'll soon be the first majority African-American metro area in the country, and that means that if we have got to convince more African Americans and Latinos, who are our fastest growing group, as well as girls, to consider careers in computer science, because those are the 21st century careers. In fact, we're hopefully preparing kids not just for jobs of tomorrow, but the jobs of today. And so our prosperity as a city is absolutely dependent on moving the needle in those groups, because quite frankly, we can't afford for those most underrepresented groups in computer science not to make that choice.
Well, when you talk about what you're doing, I mean, you mentioned you got video games, it's drones, it's software. I mean, when you talk about computer science, programming, coding, all these things, give us an idea of what all that is, because it's a huge spectrum.
It is a huge spectrum, and so in terms of our offerings for kids, we're teaching them coding with respect to a number of different key areas, things like building their own mobile apps, building websites, building video games, programming drones. But we're really trying to not only introduce them to these skills that they can apply to these 21st century careers, but we're also trying to get them to think of themselves differently, that we need more kids to see themselves as producers of technology, not as consumers of technology. Our kids in our city have no problem consuming technology. Kids, you can give them an iPad or a phone in a heartbeat. They know it better than you, right? But we want them to change their mindsets as much as learn these skills. And so when they begin to see themselves as producers of technology, then that's when they're on a path towards career, towards college, towards entrepreneurship and computer science.
And one of the things about coding, I think, and just computer science in general, is it's problem solving. And it's being able to kind of map out and know where you need to go. And so these are all skills. When you're talking about what you're teaching them, these skills, the discipline, these are all things that have a massive carryover effect into their just personal lives and their academic success.
It does. In fact, when you look at computational thinking, which is what we categorize, what we offer our students, things like taking large problems and making, breaking them down into smaller problems, what we call decomposition, things like pattern recognition, things like algorithms, things like abstraction and generalization. Those things not only are necessary to be successful in computer science, but they do have a positive impact on their other subjects, everything from math and physics to history even, so economics and all sorts of areas. And so we even those kids who choose or decide from being engaged in our programs that computer science is not for them, they still get that benefit in their other subjects.
So you mentioned all the different programs. You have after school, you have in school, summer. You're even working to help teachers, so you're teaching the teachers to be able to even make a greater difference. Talk about some of the ways that families and the students can start out getting enrolled. So how do they take that first step to get involved with Code Crew?
Well, a great way is to get plugged into one of our after-school programs. So some of our after-school programs are actually at schools, and so they are for kids at those schools. Others, such as what we offer at Lester Community Center and at Memphis Athletic Ministries, they're open to kids across the city, across the region even. Even our video game development program also at Cloud 901 at the Memphis Public Library is also open to kids around the region. We've had kids as far away as Wynne, Arkansas apply. And so there are plenty of opportunities to get plugged in. We also do a number of special events as well. So the easiest thing is to go to our website and see what we've got posted. And we try to stay ahead of the game in terms of having a number of offerings for our kids.
How can we help? I mean, obviously, sending the kids and being involved with Code Crew. Are you looking for volunteers? I mean, talk about some of the things that we as the public can do to help out.
Sure. So we are always welcoming of volunteers. We have both technical and non-technical roles for volunteers. We have a big hackathon, for example, at the end of the summer, where it's absolutely critical. Our non-technical volunteers are just as vital to as our technical volunteers to make that happen. And that's a big event where we actually have a DJ in partnership with the Memphis Grizzlies. We have the Claw Crew come out and they're holding up the signs, making it a fun event while the kids are actually building mobile apps to meet a challenge that we have for them. And so certainly we need volunteers. We also have begun to place some of our kids, some of our more advanced kids, into internship opportunities. And so those who are involved in technical companies locally here in Memphis that may have opportunities for our kids, we'd love to talk with you as well. And then of course we're a nonprofit, and naturally we need funding.
Always financial support, right?
Absolutely.
Underwrite the cost of what you're doing, everything.
Absolutely.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, with any of this, what you're doing, there is a cost. And so it's time, it's labor, it's the equipment and resources. So being able to underwrite that is a huge asset, especially to be able to give kids the advantage without having to charge them a huge fee. So to underwrite those costs for our city is a huge opportunity.
That's right. In fact, we try to make this as cost-free as possible for kids. Our summer camps and our after-school programs are $10 or less for the whole semester or for the whole summer. We only charge that just so that people have a skin in the game and are inclined to show up.
So tell us where we can learn more, follow the conversation, give us the website.
Sure. Our website is code-crew.org. That's code-crew.org.
Well, Micah, I greatly appreciate all you're doing here in the Mid-South, and appreciate you coming on the show and sharing it. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
They're the largest school district in the state of Mississippi. They're leading with innovation inside and outside of the classroom. I'm here with the superintendent for DeSoto County Schools, Corey Usselton. And so let's start with magnitude, because as I said, it's the largest school district in the state of Mississippi. It's very, very large. So give us an idea of the number of schools, students, faculty. Give us some stats.
We've got 42 schools in DeSoto County and over 33,000 students and over 4,000 employees. And so we're one of the largest employers in the Mid-South. We're the largest employer in DeSoto County. And like you said, we're the largest school district in the state of Mississippi.
And with that, though, you've been able to achieve some pretty amazing accolades, including an A rating, which that's huge. Give us an idea when you talk about some of the things that really kind of put a shining star on what you're doing, some of those accolades that put a smile on your face.
Yeah, the A rating is quite an accomplishment. You have to be in the top 10% of all the school districts in Mississippi. Only 14 school districts received that rating this past school year. When you talk about the size and the scope of our school district compared to others, it is more of a challenge to maintain that rating. And so with all of our schools working together, elementary, middle through high school in the 8 school zones. We try to make sure to have a standard of excellence throughout the district, and that A rating is something that our teachers and our students and administrators, everyone in the county is proud of.
When you talk about success, was it $61 million in scholarships for the graduating seniors? When you look at kind of the academic rigor side and the programs, what are some of the things that are really stand out for you that help you achieve those results?
Well, we look at the graduation rate and we try to make that something that starts with the kindergartners all the way through 12th grade. We want our elementary teachers to know that they're just as much a part of the process in that $61 million worth of scholarships as our high schools are. And so we try to promote that excellence from a very young age. And another award that our district won recently was AP Honor Roll Award, and that's a national award. Just over 400 districts in the nation win the award, and only 3 districts in Mississippi won that recognition. And in order to get that, your students have to achieve at a high level in the advanced placement classes. There has to be a large number of students who are enrolled in those classes, and so there's several criteria that have to be met. And so the fact that we were able to win that not only shows that our students are performing well throughout all the grades, but also that we're challenging those top students in high school.
Talk about technology and innovation, because something that you're well known for is the schools, the campuses are highly advanced. You've got all sorts of theater and arts programs, even with the sports programs as well. So talk about innovation and technology as it relates to DeSoto County Schools.
Well, one thing with social media, we try to have good communication throughout the district. And we have a hashtag Team DCS, right, that we use. And that goes back to, you asked earlier about the size of the district. With 42 schools, it's kind of hard to keep everyone going in the right direction. And that's one thing that we've looked at is we've got a motto, every student, every employee, every school, hashtag Team DCS. We want everyone to know that they're on the same team. And so we use that hashtag, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, or any type of social media that we use. And that way, when people want to look up great things, interesting things that are going on with the district, they can look through that. With the extracurricular side, we've got so many programs that have been successful over the last few years. If you want to talk about athletics, or whether it's band, choir, whatever it might be, we have theater programs that just have won awards this school year. And so all of our extracurricular activities have been very successful. And on top of that, when we talk about our clubs and activities, we've got several organizations that raise money for charities throughout DeSoto County and throughout the Mid-South.
Give us maybe one kind of neat success story. You don't have to name a student or a teacher or anything, but just something really neat that's going on inside a classroom with a student that really articulates and illustrates that level of commitment to give back.
I think our Make-A-Wish programs, we see that from time to time in our schools, and every time we have one of those, you know, it's a great story, but at the same time, it's great to see our students rallying behind those students who are in need. And we have those a lot of times where you'll see the high schools will be raising money for an elementary student who might be in their school zone. And just to see that type of commitment and that type of teamwork amongst the schools is great. And it goes back to, you know, even though our school district's large, I feel like we look out for each other, and it promotes that teamwork when you have that and when you're taking care of one of your own right there in your own school zone. Absolutely.
So we're talking about just how large, but growth is a big factor as well. I know you recently did a feasibility study. What are some of the things you're looking at for the future of DCS?
We recently did an efficiency study just to make sure that we're using our resources as wisely as we possibly can. And one of those reasons why is because of the growth that we have in our county, and we've got to make sure that we're planning for the future. I tell people all the time that we can't just plan for the 2017-18 school year. You know, we have to plan for 5 years down the road, 10 years, 15 years down the road to make sure that we're able to offer the best education we can for the future of DeSoto County schools. I feel like our industries and real estate and school and law enforcement, all that's tied in together, and we want to make sure that we're able to offer the best education possible so the county can continue to thrive just as it's done over the last few years.
What's one or two ways that we can help?
Well, we have great relationships with our businesses in DeSoto County. And so any businesses that would be interested in reaching out and becoming part of our school community could get in touch with Miss Jerry Hill. She works in our community relations department at the district office. And we have a perks program where businesses offer discounts to our teachers and faculty members, staff members throughout the district. That's always been very popular with our employees, but at the same time, it's been good for our businesses too, because as I said earlier, we're all working together. And any type of community service work, charity work, anything that we could be involved in, because a lot of times we have clubs and activities and students who are in those clubs that need community service hours, and they're looking for things to do.
So I know we can follow the hashtag Team DCS, but how else can we get in touch with you?
Just feel free to contact us at the district office in Hernando. We're always looking forward to working with the community and working with parents, and just reach out to us anytime. We'll be glad to help.
Well, greatly appreciate all you do here in the Mid-South and for coming on the show and sharing. Thanks, Corey.
Thank you.
The Spark Awards annually recognize and celebrate individuals and organizations that have made outstanding contributions to the community. This year's winner in the individual collegiate category is Brandon Branch, founder of a youth organization promoting self-discipline, teamwork, and positive thinking through basketball.
I'm a senior at University of Memphis. I'm about to graduate with my bachelor's degree in sports management in May. And I'm very excited. Got a few opportunities waiting on me to graduate, and I'm very excited and I'm ready to walk across that stage. Can't wait to put the cap and gown on. Can't wait.
And talk about starting this nonprofit to work with kids, teaching them basketball, but teaching them life skills.
Basketball changed my life, I can say. A message through basketball changed my life. Getting my GED was very hard. I took it 4 times. I didn't fail it 3 times. I never quit, so it just took me 4 times to get it. And I talked to my little brother. He the one that motivated me to get my GED. We was playing basketball one day outside. It was kind of raining on a Friday. And he told me, he was like, you're a high school dropout. You're gonna be around just like everybody else. You're not gonna be nothing. And we was playing ball at the time. And that's when I realized that through sports, you can send a message, you can raise awareness, and he did. I didn't know he looked at me like that. He just really, and we never stopped playing, so that really touched my heart, and after that, I'd never been the same. I just felt like I had to do something for him. And going to school, once I got my GED, that was the first step of accomplishing my goal. Because I never had dreams, never had goals until after that night of playing ball with my little brother. And I actually started dreaming. And I went to school, went to Walter State, played college ball, and I started seeing that not just single-parent homes, children in single-parent homes had trouble. Even kids with both parents have trouble. So I decided if I start this branching out, I can send a message through sports and let kids know that it's somebody that believes in them, and I'll be that person to believe in them.
Talk about how many kids you've worked with, talk about the power of using basketball, but also, too, more importantly, I mean, you're tutoring these kids, you're working with them after school. It's a lot more than just basketball.
It's a lot of, just to like name the number, a lot of them, so I don't know how many, but I'm just very passionate about it. I sit down with them, I let them know if they're having any problems or anything like that. I let them know that I can be here. If they're going through any family issues, and I'd be surprised what these kids actually will come and feel comfortable talking about, and I have to be that role model, and I have to be that man to let them know that, hey, you can get through this, and I give them my life experiences as well. And it's just been a blessing, you know, for me to be that role model when I know I needed it, so I'm just blessed to have it.
They're helping us communicate, collaborate by creating engaging spaces. I'm here with the president and CEO of MBI, Rhonda Bradley, and also the CFO. I know you have a lot of titles, but we'll call you the CFO for simplicity, Rob Kinney. And so let's start with the two of you for a little bit of history, though, Rhonda. Give us some history for MBI, and I know that we also have ImageWorks commercial interior as well as a part of that, but give us a little bit of history for MBI.
Well, MBI is a Steelcase dealership. It was founded almost 23 years ago. I had the opportunity to get involved in purchasing the dealership 3 years ago in 2013. And the parent company is ImageWorks, and we have locations in Little Rock, North Mississippi, West Tennessee. And so we specialize in commercial interiors.
And when you talk about commercial interiors, I mean, you're talking about industrial, healthcare, education. I mean, you cover a huge bandwidth. So give us a little bit of a teaser for just, some of the many different areas that you service with these commercial interiors.
That's correct. So anything that you see inside a commercial building, we can assist with. We have 8 interior designers on staff. In the last 2 years, we've done hundreds of projects over 140 cities throughout the United States, wow, including Alaska, Hawaii, and even in Toronto, Canada.
And so you're coming in, it's everything from obviously the furniture side to building out the cubicles to literally curtains and decorating and everything, right?
Private office, collaboration spaces, whether it's open or conference centers.
Give us an idea, Rob. I think one of the neat things right now when you talk about industry and technology and everything kind of coming together, I mean, you have the ability now to literally be working as you type and you're running on a treadmill. I mean, the combination of lifestyle and technology and workspace now, it seems like, are all being interfused. Give us an idea of some of the trends that you guys are on top of right now.
Yeah, I'd say health and wellness is one of that. Health and wellness and ergonomics. What you're seeing now in the workspace is the sit stands that they've done a lot of studies where they realize it's not good for us to sit for long periods of time, that standing is good. So now a lot of employers are starting to use sit stands that allows their employees to stand up and work at their desk or sit. And also treadmills where you could actually walk on a treadmill at a slow pace, not running, and actually you could work and conduct work and check email. And also technology integration. That's where a lot of the industry is going as well, with the technology integration.
So talk about philanthropy. I think this is something that's really, it's near and dear obviously to my heart. I've seen you guys in action. You've done everything from taking used furniture as you're bringing in some new ones for a client, taking that old furniture and then donating it to nonprofits, which I think is absolutely amazing. And then obviously serving on boards. I mean, your team, I know you, Rob, serve on the lead board at University of Memphis, heavily involved in just community service and activation. Give us kind of your spin on why that's so important for MBI.
I believe we encourage our employees to be involved in the community, whether that's through participating with St. Jude, or in the past we've participated with Junior Achievement, with Hope Works, with Youth Villages, Design-A-Wish.
Describe a little bit of Design-A-Wish.
Design-A-Wish was it's more involved around the design community. And so our interior designers have been more heavily involved with that. And we just go out there and participate. We've raised money. We encourage our customers to participate. And we would go out there and do the race. It's a 5K, so we would go out there and do the race as well. And some people would race or some people would walk and have fun. But it was about raising the money for Design-A-Wish.
What's kind of the next step? I mean, I know rebranding is a piece of this. You're going through that right now. What are some things as you look at 2017 and beyond? What's top of mind for you? Yeah.
So for us, the vision values of the company are very important to us. Commercial interiors, that's what we do. But we do it so that we have the opportunities to really be part of the communities that we serve, to reach out to bridge gaps, whether it's used furniture that somebody needs, whether it's supporting that through design. We also give a significant portion of our profits to the nonprofits in the community. We really want to be part of things. We're a very family-oriented company. We give people an opportunity to participate and still have a great work-life balance. So we want our employees to be engaged employees that are giving back to the communities that we live in and that we serve and that we benefit so greatly from being a part of.
And I should mention that you're Memphis, but you also have Little Rock as well, right?
Right.
So you're both?
Yeah, and we've had opportunities, and it looks like there's going to be future opportunities for us to expand. So we're looking forward to that in the future. But for us, it's not just about being big. We always want to be the best in everything that we do and be mindful of the growth that we have and make sure that we don't lose the importance of what we do along the way.
So go ahead and tell viewers where we can learn more. How can we see the website, go to the showroom? Where should we direct all of our viewers to MBI?
Yeah, you can contact us through www.gombi.com. If you are a company and you have furniture that you'd like to get rid of in the future and you're looking for a source, we can help bridge that gap, maybe to get it to a nonprofit. If you're looking for opportunities to just have more engaging workspaces, we can help you with that. But go to our website, you can reach us there.
Well, I greatly appreciate all you do here in the Mid-South and for coming on the show as well. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
Technology is powerful and ever-changing. It's allowing us to instantly share information and connect with others around the world. It's revolutionizing how we think, learn, and do business, which is why it's so important that we give our citizens the tools and skill sets to succeed. Organizations like Code Crew are providing in-depth computer science training to kids, increasing the diversity and access, and serving as a resource for parents, educators, and other groups that are addressing the digital skills gap so our kids can prosper. DeSoto County Schools is leveraging technology inside and outside the classroom to enrich learning, and they're exposing students to opportunities that are shaping academic success and leadership in the community. Businesses like MBI are using technology in the workplace to design, build, and communicate. And they're also using it to create spaces that allow us to connect and to build relationships. In the end, even with all the technology, it still comes back to people helping people. So thank you for watching The Spark and for being a champion in our community. To learn more about each of the guests and to share your stories of others leading by example, visit WKNO.org and click on the link for The Spark. We look forward to seeing you next month, and we hope that you'll join with us in creating a spark for the Mid-South.
Just like having relevant and accurate information is necessary to make sound hiring and lending decisions, being engaged in our community is important. DataFax is proud to support the positives and be a sponsor of The Spark.
Since 1964, Memphis Theological Seminary has worked to equip men and women of all races and faiths with the spark to do ministry for the real world. We're grateful to serve our community and proud to support WKNO.
Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance has been serving the Mid-South since 1954. We've always focused on supporting our community and believed in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb & Pitts is proud to be a presenting sponsor of The Spark.